Well, good afternoon. How are you guys? It's more than us in the building. How are you guys? All right, she eating back there, so I won't hold that to you. So thank you all for being here. Despite the weather, the rain, you guys still made it a priority to get here. And I want to know we are thankful, very thankful for you guys to be here. I'm Steph Crosley. I will be the facilitator of today. I served as the program coordinator for the Blueprint this past year and this year, and I could not be more proud of the group that we have in front of us. One thing that I've always said, like I'm an extension of YES, Young Enterprising Society. I'm an extension, and being an extension, I really understand the importance of team, okay? We can't do anything solely. We need different parts to come together to make success happen. So, really quickly, if I can have all of our businesses, Cultivator 1, Cultivator 2, if you guys can please stand. You guys can clap. Please stay standing. If I can have family and friends of participants, if you guys can please stand, that will be greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere. If I can have anyone who assisted with the committee of the Blueprint, if you guys can please stand. I think Khalif and Q are standing. Anybody else? Any instructors, if you can please stand. If I can have any community leaders, anyone in the community who just support the Blueprint, these businesses, these young entrepreneurs, if you guys can please stand, that would be greatly appreciated. And if I can just have all Milwaukee residents, natives, please stand. Stay standing. I think we all should be standing. And our wonderful guest, special guest, Miss Sheena Allen, all the way from Atlanta, if you can please stand, that too will be greatly appreciated. My purpose for this is it really does take a village and a community to move things forward. So here in the city of Milwaukee, we do have entrepreneurs and creative spirits who are here and they're working tirelessly to create and just bring their vision to life. But they can't make it happen without the support of all of you guys. So the fact that you are here says so much. So give yourselves a round of applause. There's power in numbers. Never underestimate that. You guys can have a seat. Thank you for your participation. Now, as I mentioned, it does take a team. If I could have co-founder Mr. Khalif El-Amin come up for me. Can you guys help me welcome Mr. Khalif?
Thank you, Steph. Welcome to the Wisconsin Black Historical Society. It seems like just yesterday, Steph and I were in the same location announcing the 40 businesses who were going to go through Cultivator 1. And here we are, a year later, getting ready to graduate our second cohort. We can clap for that. We can clap for that. Just a few housekeeping, formalities. I want to thank the Wisconsin Black Historical Society for hosting us, being generous hosts, letting us come in early to set up, being very accommodating. So we thank you to Mr. Benson and his staff. Thank you to our funding sources, WEDC, Northwestern Mutual, the Milwaukee Institute, and the City of Milwaukee. Also, we would like to thank all of our instructors that came in and dedicated their time on Saturday afternoons. Luckily, the weather wasn't that great, so it wasn't too much of a pool. But if you're present and you hear your name, please stand up. Andy Wine, Dr. Keena Grinnell, Teresa Esser, Jacqueline Ward, Asia Beckham, Keon Brown, George Walker, Ed Javier, Greg Meyer, Kendrick Pullen, Jessica Boyling, Nick Wickard, Monty Eady, Kathleen Gallagher, and Steph Crosby. You all may be seated. Also, we would like to give a huge thanks to my stepmother, Olivia Elamine, in the back. She laid out that beautiful spread that a lot of you guys are still chewing on right now. Thank you for that, because last Blueprint Demo Day, we tried to do it on our own, and it was a disaster. So you made our life that much easier. Huge thanks. We want to give a thanks to Miss Sheena Allen, coming up here being our keynote speaker, who you guys will hear from very soon. And last but not least, we want to thank all of the companies, all of the entrepreneurs from Cohort 1, Cohort 2, because without you, there is no Blueprint. So what I have, I want you guys to stand again, stand again. This is their day. This is their day. So as some of you all have seen, you know, they have their tables, they have their setups. They spent numerous hours putting in a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears to be at the position that they are now. So please, you know, give them their due credit. With that, we'll continue on with the show. You guys may be seated. Next, I would like to welcome up one of our graduates from Cultivator 1, Imani Taylor with Empower.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me pretty well? Yay. Okay. Well, as Khalees mentioned, my name is Imani Taylor, and I am the co-founder of Empower, which is a service ordering platform that streamlines the marketing process for businesses looking to revolutionize their brand. And I had the honor of being able to speak again on behalf of Cohort 1 for this demo day after speaking last year for the first demo day in regards to what my experience and our experience as an overall has been in going through this program. So I just wanted to give you all a couple of my thoughts and really just hope to leave you with something that resonates true to what you are and who you feel yourself to be, what you believe in. So with that, I just really want to say that in going through the first phase and the second phase of the program, our team has now faithfully committed to ourselves of being believers of magic. And so with that, I really want to leave a message to you all that by the end of today, each and every single one of you will be a believer of magic. So what does that mean? M is making a difference, doing something that matters. A is agility. G is grit, grit, grit. I is individualism, and C is collaboration. We believe firmly in magic, and here's why. When you do M, when you do something that makes a difference and something that matters, it often requires that you have to step outside of your comfort zone. Each and every single one of you that are here today as an entrepreneur are doing something that is so remotely different from the concept of someone that has a normal 9-to-5. And we want to recognize that, we want to uplift you, and we appreciate you for that. So that's the first thing that you always want to keep in mind. From there, we always want to recommend and encourage you to have an agile mindset. What that means is that not only are you doing something where you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, but you're comfortable with the idea of welcoming uncomfortable changes and transitions. A transition can be a change in technology that impacts your business model. It can be a relationship. It can be any external force that forces you to kind of go a different route. So with that, you need to be cognizant of the fact that you have to accept that right away. So be agile. Don't be afraid to change. It is what's going to help you grow. So from there, after you're being agile, you have to remember grit. Grit is what makes you different. Grit is what makes you the entrepreneur that you know that you can be. What that means is that you're going to do things that make you uncomfortable. You have to dig deep within yourself to pull something out of you that you didn't think was there to get whatever it is done. That's what makes you unique. That is what's going to make your business the sustainable business model that you pitch it to be. So don't lose sight of that. Keep that in mind, okay? From there, individualism. What that really means is that you are realistically going to be in a space where you're working with people that you may not have the best personal relationship with. Everyone is not your best friend, and that's fine. Everyone does not look like you, does not share the same values as you. They might not even want to do the same thing as you in life, and that is fine. But what you have to acknowledge and appreciate about them is that they bring something so individualistic and so special and strength in that. There's a beauty in working with people that are different from you. So not only highlight that, but appreciate that. Look for that, because that is what's going to make your business something special. And obviously, collaboration. Collaboration is key. That is the one thing that you're going to continue to hear throughout the message of every speaker and every entrepreneur here today. Through some of the entrepreneur stories that you'll hear later today, you'll see that they went the extra mile to start to collaborate with each other. Just last year, I spoke on behalf of Demo Day with someone that I was not working with, and through me being agile, being willing to accept unexpected transitions, we are now working together and developing a new business venture. And it's beautiful, it's magic for us. So with that, I really want you all to believe in magic, to understand that it is okay if things don't work out the way that you want them to initially, but it is going to be you believing in magic firmly that's going to get you to where you want to go. So before I leave, I want to leave you guys with 2 points. So for the entrepreneurs in this row, Brandon back there, just remember to do one thing. Close your eyes before you come up here and breathe. You are in a safe space. You're in a comfortable space. There are more people in this room that are here to support you than there are to judge you. Keep that in mind. Whether you move forward with this journey or not, what Q and Khalif have done for you is something that's so ingrained in who you are. Who you will become after this is something special. We love you. We support you. Do not ever forget that, okay? And for the audience, again, thank you. Thank you for coming out. It was raining. Some of us were like, oh, no, are they not going to show it? But I knew y'all was going to show up, so I appreciate that. We love you guys for that as well. But keep in mind what you're seeing is something that's so beautiful and so necessary, especially in Milwaukee. We can name and list so many negative stereotypes about our community, but what people are not seeing is what's here. And it is our responsibility for us to change the narrative, to shift what we're seeing. So all that I ask is of everyone in the audience today, as you're seeing people pitch, as you're having conversations, do 2 things. Take pictures, have conversations. Go to social media, hashtag follow the yes, hashtag the blueprint MKE, so people know what Q and Khalif have done and will continue to do for our community. Don't forget to visit each and every single table here. People have taken the time to really create really beautiful presentations because they want you to know who their baby is. They want you to get to understand what they're doing and the why of their mission. Don't forget to check out that beautiful banner back there that says Empower, because, marketing needs med. I'm just letting you know that if you need something, we got it. So definitely just don't forget why you're here. Take the time to just have fun, show your support, and again, remember that when you all leave this room today, we all are believers of magic, and we can all make magic happen, okay? Thank you.
Now I'm a believer of magic. Give it up one more time for Miss Imani, y'all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the pitches, because you guys are ready for pitches, right? You're ready to hear about the products, the business, the services. So first up, we have Aerial-Driven Vision.
How y'all doing? My name is Thomas Hughes. Thank y'all for welcoming me into your minds today. In 2015, I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and I brought my first drone. And I decided one day that I want to take my drone on a hike with me. So I commanded my drone to follow me up the mountains. When I got to the top of the mountains and I looked at the footage, it created some of the most compelling footage I've ever seen in my life. I was so excited. What I seen was the bird's eye view. I seen a big picture, and I started putting my vision together. And it's part of the reason why I'm standing here today with the help of Yes, have helped me cultivate my ideas into a company y'all call ADV, Aerial-Driven Vision. Ladies and gentlemen, the real estate market has changed drastically since the boom of drone technology. This market analysis behind me shows that 80% of real estate properties are sold through Zillow, Trulia, and other sources. ADV sees huge opportunity in the local real estate market right now. Huge opportunity to provide extensive services in the areas of photography, videography, and aerial surveying. ADV also sees some challenges in the local real estate market as well. Challenges ranging from poor quality images, lack of detail, outdated data. But see, ADV provides solutions to this by providing high quality imagery, high resolution imagery with aerial surveying to give the customer detailed and visual information about the real estate property and the surrounding areas. Not only does ADV do this, but we do this efficiently, and we do this in a well manner. What this does is, it gives our customer the confidence to get the job done correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, AltitudeUniversity.com says this: real estate companies that use UAV technology, drone technology, are more likely to sell their properties much faster than those who do not use it. ADV wants to be the future of the bird's eye view. We're here to make the world see the big picture. I want to thank y'all all for welcoming me into your minds today. ADV is looking forward to expand their professional network, and we're looking for opportunities. Thank you for listening to me today.
Thank you, Thomas. Next up, we have ATC Hair Care.
ATC Hair Care, a more hair therapy solution. The product stimulates scalp to promote hair growth. It creates a fuller look and appearance with just one use. It contains natural herbs and oils, and it's for both male and female. The problem is that there are over 320 million people in the United States that suffer from hair loss. About 1 in 5 Americans will lose their hair. Majority will lose their hair after the age of 30. There are multiple causes of hair loss, but by age 40, 40% of women will lose their hair, and by age 35, 50% of men will lose their hair. A lot of times, it affects their self-esteem. So, we are solving the problem of premature hair loss. Hair begins to grow back within just a few weeks. It softens and strengthens and improves confidence. About 90.7% of people that have been treated with this product have noticed hair growth within just a few weeks. Our initial plan is to distribute through beauty salons, e-commerce sites, and beauty supply stores. Well, let's meet the team of this awesome product. I am Aisha Pasha, founder and CEO of ATC Hair Care. I am also the owner of Aisha and Aaliyah's House of Beauty. I have a degree in education, background in business, and over 17 years of experience in this industry. The chemist is Curtis Wilson, and he has over 20 years of experience in his industry. Here's what we are looking for. We are looking for investments so that we may be able to revamp and expand our line of products. Please visit our table located over there. Thank you.
Thank you, ATC Hair Care. Next up, Bosom Buddy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasmine Bailey, founder of Bosom Buddy, your new BFF, best friend forever. You're out and about, you're pitching to your board, you're working on a stack of reports, or you're at your kid's soccer game and your bra breaks. Do you put a pause on life and go bra shopping? No. You use the Bosom Buddy. Bosom Buddy is a physical widget that applied, it fixes your broken bra. It's easy to use, it's compact, it's travel friendly, and most importantly, it's discreet, so that nobody knows about your fashion malfunction. So let's talk numbers. We are disrupting a multi-billion-dollar industry. $7 billion a year are spent on bras in the U.S. alone, and that's over 28 million unique customers that we're going to tap into. So let's learn more about those customers. We have our Paulas and our Sarahs. So Paula has to shop at specialty size stores. She rarely finds a bra that fits, and when she does, she pays a premium. And then there's Sarah. I'm a Sarah. Always on the go. I hate bra shopping, and I really don't have the time for it anyways. So where will they find Bosom Buddy? On our website and Amazon and similar e-commerce sites, as well as in the lingerie department stores and in your big box stores in the lingerie aisle. And we have some licensing opportunities when we license out the IP to your big name brands such as your Victoria's Secrets and your Playtex and whatnot. And we capture trends. So eco-friendly, over 60 million tons of textile trash end up in the landfill every year from the U.S. alone, and only 2.4% of lingerie produced is considered sustainable. And in the same vein, we are part of the reuse and upcycle trend, in which your gently used bra could be fixed and sold to some of these upscale clothing stores, which like your thread ups and your reels, and get a little coin back. And also California recently signed a bill, Right to Repair, in which every sellable good has to be repairable. There are over 18 million women in that market alone. So we've got some momentum, but we have a little further to go. And that's where you come in. We are looking for connections to manufacturers, additional legal help, mentors, and networking opportunities. I'll be at the back table. I would love to talk to all of you and collect your email address. Thank you.
Thank you, Bosom Buddy. Next up, we have Crown Souls.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sheena Smith. I'm the owner of Crown Souls Boutique, where shoes meet your soul. So the problem is that 5,399 retailers closed at the beginning of 2019 within the first 12 weeks. So these are retailers that you all know. Boston Store, also known as Bonton, JCPenney, Foot Locker, and Charlotte Russe. These are typical brick and mortar retailers that we would go to actually shop for women's shoes. So what do women do now? Don't worry, I'll wait. So e-commerce is actually the new world order for retail. So you can go on to Crown Souls now to order your shoes and to shop for customizable shoe options. So typically, people always have two things on them, either their car keys or their phone. So why don't you just save some gas and log on to our website and shop? So our competitors were pinpointed across the nation. And out of our competitors, none of them offer the services that I provide. So we offer bridal and formal footwear, large group ordering, and as well, various with sizes. So our business model is simple. Online sales, customization options, and as well local vendor opportunities. So our growth today, we are in a startup phase, and we actually started in August of 2018 of owners' investments of $3,500 that were put into the business of Crown Souls specifically. We did a soft launch last month where we made $276. So again, I'm Sheena Smith, the owner of Crown Souls, where my passion began in shoes, or when I was 15 and a half years old. I have experience from Boston Store, the women's and men's shoe department, Foot Locker, and DSW Shoe Warehouse. Dorothy Enriquez is my business mentor, and Calumet King is my graphic designer. So what we need from you, of course, mentorship. I don't know everything and would like to learn a lot more about business. And we also need business plan assistant, legal support, marketing, and website support as well. You can also click and follow us on social media, and then you can also call me or visit me and email me as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Crown Souls. All right, how are you guys feeling the first 4 pitches? Really good, right? Really good. So next up, I want to take some time, and we have a very special guest. And I know you guys have probably seen her face, read her story prior to today. So Miss Sheena Allen is the founder and CEO of Sheena Allen Apps. She started her business with no technical experience. She actually designed her first app on a Microsoft Word. How many of you guys can design an app on Microsoft Word? Exactly. So that goes to show she's very intelligent, right? So she partnered with a developer, and since then, her apps have been downloaded over millions of times. That is really big. She's currently on her new venture with her Capway business, which makes her the youngest woman in America to run a digital bank. You guys ready to hear Miss Sheena Allen? Miss Sheena Allen, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. I don't know what time it was. I have to look at the time. Good evening. I'm Sheena. Can you see me? Or should I go on stage? Can everybody see me here? Good? Okay, I'm good. I'll kind of walk back and forth so that the camera doesn't cut me off. So first off, thank yes, Steph, for having me. I'm glad to be here. So she mentioned, well, I don't think you mentioned, I am from Mississippi, so the great state of Mississippi. Actually met somebody else who's from Mississippi. See, look at that. We are all over the place. Beautiful, huh? So I'm from Mississippi. I actually went off to college at Southern Miss, so in Southern Mississippi, and I double majored in film and psychology, and I minored in marketing. So my original plan in life, well, I wanted to be an artist, honestly. I wanted to draw and paint, and my dad told me I was going to be a bartender because painting doesn't pay any bills. So I was like, let me figure out something that can pay bills. So I went up to school, film, it was in the creative space, but I wanted to do IO psychology. So does anybody here know what IO psychology is? So IO psychology is pretty much when you take psychology, you mix with marketing, and it's when psychologists play with your mind to make you buy things. So anybody like ever been to like a casino? Okay, you go into a casino, how many windows are in a casino? 0. You know why? They don't want you to know what time it is. I just want you to spend money. I don't want you to know how long you've been in here. Just spend money. Or you go to Walmart, and you always have the bread at the very front, but what's at the very back? Your water. So what's the 2 most necessities in life when it comes to food? Bread and water. So you walk into Walmart, you're going to get your bread, and you're like, let me get some water. You got to pass every aisle to get to the back. So you walk out with how many items instead of 2? You got like a whole buggy now instead of your bread and water. So that's what I went to school to do originally. My senior year of college, I ended up having an idea for a mobile app and was not in school for anything technical and was like, well, I'm going to figure out how to do this mobile app. That led me to my first company, which was a company called Sheena Allen Apps. That we ended up doing 5 apps, a little bit under 5 million downloads. Moved from Mississippi, moved to Silicon Valley, left Silicon Valley to Austin. So I've been everywhere from Austin, Silicon Valley, New York, LA, and now I'm in Atlanta. I'm running Capway, which is a digital bank for the financially underserved. So today, what I want to talk about, what I want to leave you guys with, are 7 keys that I use and that I love to give out to other people when I'm talking entrepreneurship and just the journey of life. So the first point is actually going to be a lyric from Kanye West. Old Kanye, not new Kanye. So this is old Kanye. So Kanye has a lyric that says, everything I'm not made me everything I am. So even for that, to my point, here I am. I'm from Terry, Mississippi, with a whole population of 1,000 people, down to 999 because I left. And I am doing technology. And this is not what you're supposed to do as a black female from Mississippi. But what I realized is everything that was going against me actually made me who I am today. So as being now the youngest female to run a digital bank, what I do is this bank really goes against everything that traditional banking would do. So people who can't get a Wells Fargo account or a Bank of America account, or they just don't fit in with traditional banking, maybe for fee purposes, I built Capway for that reason. And when people say, well, what is your biggest competitive advantage? Like, what makes you qualified to build a company like Capway? And it goes back to the same thing I just said. Everything that I'm not made me everything who I am. When I go sit in a boardroom with somebody from a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America, they know that there's a problem when it comes to banking for certain people, but they can't tell you anything about the people that actually have that problem. They can guess at it, and they can do research, but they'll actually never know what it's like to actually be that person. That's not their cousin. That's not their aunt. It's not their grandmother. But for me, that was my grandmother. My great-grandmother kept her money in her house. I took my grandmother to a check cashing place plenty of times. So I know exactly what's that like. So the same thing that made me who I am, they could never be that. So I take that and say, regardless of who you are, where you're from, everything that you are is going to make you special because it makes you different from somebody else. And a lot of times, especially even being in big places like Silicon Valley, I promise you, their real world problems is not the rest of the world real world problems. And that actually just makes an opportunity for everybody in this room to go and create and do something great. So the second point is, I want to talk about blueprints. I always tell people, study blueprints, but don't actually follow them step by step. A lot of people want to, like, they look at Oprah, they look at Bill Gates, it's like, well, I'm going to study what he did, I'm going to try to do the exact same way. That's not the point of studying great. You study great to see what did they do, how did they do it, and then you create your own path. If you're trying to follow the exact same path of like an Oprah, then how is anybody going to know who you are? It's just like you did the exact same thing Oprah did. What makes you different? You have to find a way to separate yourself. So study the greats. I mean, I read books all the time. I have the people that I look to. But I created my own path, and that's how you make sure that your name stands out. Number 3, the cohort actually got to hear me talk about this earlier, but it's don't set out to prove anybody wrong. That was one of the mistakes that I made very early. Everybody in this room has done something where your friend, your mom, your cousin, somebody on the corner was like, that won't work, that's stupid, not going to happen. And then we all get this thing in our head, we're like, I'm going to prove that person wrong. Anybody in here can say that? Yeah, pretty much everybody. You all say, I'm going to prove them wrong. That is the wrong mindset to have. Because what happened is you set out on this journey, and you're like rolling down street number 8 right here, and then somebody tells you you can't do it. So you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to prove you wrong. You do realize that the minute you start trying to prove somebody else wrong, you just veered all the way off to a whole different pathway. Because now you're no longer set really on the goal of what you set to do. You're really now actually focused on just trying to prove them wrong however you can make that happen. So don't focus on actually proving the next person wrong. If you stay focused on proving yourself right, you will get much, much farther. All right, number 4. Nature has 4 seasons, but life has 3 seasons. So the 4 seasons of nature, summer, spring, fall, winter. The 4 seasons. My grandmother always said the real seasons are your life seasons, which is you're either in a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're going into a storm. Anybody ever heard that? That's great-grandmother wisdom. My great-grandmother actually who told me that. So I'm going to say that again. You're either in a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're going into a storm. Those are life's 3 seasons. You're going to get caught in one of the 3. Somebody right now is in a storm. It's raining, it's storming. You're like, what can I do? Like, everything is looking just great. Like, you probably want to come here today. You want to sit at home. You just want to watch Netflix. You're probably crying at night, praying I hope everybody pray every night. But it's looking real bad. Trust me, you're going to come out of the storm. Everybody's going to come out of the storm eventually. But as sure as you're out of the storm, you're going to go back into another one. The point is, no matter how bad it gets better. Every time it's going to get better, and you're only going to grow from it. So regardless of how bad life gets sometimes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So always know that, always look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because I promise you it is there. And especially as an entrepreneur, I've been there. I was like, the tunnel is like real long, and like I'm just never gonna get to the end of it. This is not really pretty. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, I promise. Number 5, this is definitely for the entrepreneurs. When you are building a team, there's one thing that I found that works really well. When you're building a team and you're building people around you, always hire and work with people who are working with you and not for you. When somebody works for you, this is what they're going to do. They're going to come in, they're going to punch that clock, say 9 to 5, and at 5 o'clock, guess what? Bye, I'm going home. The only thing they're there to do is collect a paycheck and keep it moving. That's when somebody is working for you. When somebody works with you, they are just as invested into what you are doing. When I hire people, when I interview people, first thing I say, hey, we got this project coming up. I give them a scenario. We have this project coming up, you know, you get paid salary, so I might need you to stay at 8 o'clock. Would you be willing to stay? Yeah, I know based off their answer if they're going to be working with me or they're going to be working for me, especially when you're early. Now, if you've built this, you know, billion-dollar company and that employee is number 2,000, they can work for you. It is what it is. Even though you really don't, you want everybody from top to bottom. But when you're early, it's really, really important that they're working with you. Right now, we're in the midst of launching our debit cards. Honestly, a lot of us are there from 6 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. Now, I've actually told my employees before, hey, actually just this Friday, 12 o'clock, we had our meeting, our team meeting, and I said, I tell everybody thank you. Every Friday after every meeting, I tell every one of my employees thank you, which a lot of my employees think I'm completely crazy. They're like, I've never worked for somebody who says thank you so much. But I'm always like, thank you. Like individually, I tell them all, thank you. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys can go and, like, you know, they start like getting their stuff together, their backpacks together, and I'm still like at my desk working, getting it in, you know, doing what we all do. And Trina, who actually is our content, Trina says, Sheena, like, you not about to go home? And I was like, nah, like, got work to do. It's like, but you told us we can go home. Yeah, like, you know, I appreciate you. You guys have done a really great job this week. You guys need to go home early. Trina actually sits her purse down, gets back at her computer, opens it up, and guess what? She got back to working. That's somebody working with you. She is just as invested in building Capway as I am. It's about people who are willing to work with you and not for you. If she was working for me, guess what she would have did? She going home. Like, she said, I can go home. I am going home. But no, she was there because she's there to work with me. And that's really important, especially, like I said, if you build your team, especially very early. Number 6, this is about a seat at the table. So we all want the seat at the nice table. You know, we see the big table over there that's really shiny, and we all always want to sit at the table. Listen, every table is not meant for us to sit at. It might look real pretty over there, but it is not always meant for us. Michelle Obama did an interview, and in the interview she said, I've sat at almost every powerful table that you possibly can think of. And I realized that people at the table really aren't that smart. Have you guys seen this interview? She's actually not lying. A lot of times people at that table are just there because of who they know, not what they know. And sometimes that table looks really pretty, really shiny, and you're going to go sit at that table and you're going to realize they serving pork and you don't even eat pork. And you're going to be in some bad shape because now you're at a table that you thought you wanted to be at, and that table was not meant for you. There is nothing wrong with building your own table. The key to building your own table, there's one main key thing to building your own table. You build it with enough seats so that you do not eat alone. You bring people with you. And you bring people with you who is going to make that table for somebody else to one day say, hey, I want to sit at that table. But that's going to be the table that somebody's supposed to sit at. We get so caught in wanting to sit at the table, but sometimes that table we want to sit at is just not the table meant for us. So don't feel bad when you don't get invited into a certain room. It wasn't meant for you. I have a very, very strong belief that what is meant for you is yours, and nobody can take that from you. So once again, that table just might not have been meant for you, and that is 100% okay. Build your own. Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, you can go cut you down a tree and build it yourself. Whatever it takes, it is A-okay to build your own table. And number 7, last one, know your why. Why do you do what you do? So I'm going to challenge one of the entrepreneurs. Who's going to do it? Somebody. You going to do it? All right. Why do you do your business?
So that I can help artists monetize their musical offerings.
Why?
Because the music industry won't show them that.
Why?
because they're making money off of the music.
When I first really got deep into business, one of my mentors, just randomly one day, he said, "Why do you do what you do?" I answered. He asked again, he said, "Why?" I answered. He did again, "Why?" He said, "If you can't answer why at least 3 times, you need to reevaluate why you do what you do." Because it's always deeper than what's on the surface. It's a real deep story of why you do what you do. Answer 3 times why you need to reevaluate what you do. All right, I'm gonna challenge one more. You ready? Why do you do what you do?
Oh, no, mine isn't going to be good.
You don't know that. You gotta confidence. You gotta.
That's fine. I like autonomy. I do it for autonomy.
All right. Why?
Because I don't fit in, I'm a square peg in lots of round holes.
All right. And why?
I speak out a lot. I stand in what I believe in. I stand firmly, and it's hard to sway me from that.
You did good. You did good. So those are my 7 keys. So I do that a lot, whether it's 7, 5, 10. I chose those 7. The same reason Steph actually asked me, why did I choose to come to Milwaukee? We're in the depths of launching debit cards. We're doing interviews. We're about to do some more hires. We're raising money. I've turned down, I feel like everybody who has emailed me and said, "Hey, can you come speak?" And I was like, thank you, but it's just really bad timing. And she actually asked me earlier, why did you choose to say yes to yes? Just realize that goes together. So she asked me, why did you say yes to come here when you've turned down so many other people who have asked you to come speak as of late? And I told her, number 1 was I've never been to Milwaukee. It was my first time here. So I wanted to go somewhere that I've never been. You want to see the world. And the second thing I told her was because every entrepreneur in here was a person of color. Every person in here was African American. And I know coming from Mississippi to Silicon Valley, I know how hard it is to get in some of those rooms. And I know how hard it is to get the information, the access, and the resources. And so coming here was, I'm going to say yes to this because I want to be able to give them as much information and give them as many resources and referrals that I can so that the same doors that took me forever to open, that I can now give them that same information as those same resources. So there's a saying that I always tell people, most people are not looking for a handout. I don't think anybody in this room is looking for a handout. People only want an opportunity. So the saying is when you walk through the door, you just hold it open for the next person to come through. I don't need you to, as a matter of fact, I don't even need you to pull me through the door. I just need you to just leave it open a little bit so that I can walk through the door. And so me coming to Milwaukee was about coming here and open up the door so that somebody else can walk through the door. So thank you, Steph. Thank you, Yes, for having me. Every entrepreneur in here, I wish you the best of luck. If there's anything that I can do to be of assistance, I am here. I love what you all are doing. So, and once again, everybody in the room, thank you. Thank you all for having me.
All right, and Sheena actually, she agreed to take a couple of questions. So earlier, the cohort had an opportunity to ask questions, but with our more visitors and guests, do you guys have any questions or comments that you guys want to share?
So I moved to Austin from Silicon Valley. Well, first off, it goes back to why I moved to Silicon Valley. Coming from Mississippi, which is not a place of has no technical infrastructure, I Googled, where do you go for tech? And everything said Silicon Valley. So I was like, oh, I'm going to Silicon Valley. First off, I didn't know anything about Silicon Valley, to be 100% honest. So I get to Silicon Valley, and when I take the biggest cultural shock of my life, not what I expected at all, and it was very expensive, super expensive. So in Mississippi, you can go to the dollar store, get some peanuts for like $2. Silicon Valley is like $7. So I was like 23 with no money, so it was pretty expensive. I learned a lot there, but I want to figure out where can I go and also get a lot of knowledge of building a tech company, but cheaper. And then I wanted to be back closer to home. And so at the time, Austin was the tech capital of the South. Now it's kind of neck and neck with Atlanta, but at the time, 2013, 2014, Austin was the tech capital of the South. And so I chose Austin because I knew I could go there and get the mentorship and to build as a tech entrepreneur. But it was very clean. It's like very, very, they don't use plastic there. The first place I went, I paid 10 cents to get a bag because there's like no plastic. But it was nice, and I learned a lot. I got my first real mentor in Austin, and I built a lot. My first mentor put me in a room. It was 4 walls, of course, but it was a whiteboard on every wall. And he said, you know what, you do a great job of building apps, but you don't do a great job of building a company. And he said, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and I want you to, your next app, I want the whole flow chart covering its walls. So I learned a lot, for sure. No. I got really lucky. So I found my first developer actually on the freelancer website, guru.com, which I think Guru is still around, but Upwork is more popular now. So if you guys are looking for a website, Upwork is probably the best. But I got on guru.com, just put out a proposal, and I got lucky my first time. So trust me, I know that, and there's a warning there, most freelancers are not who they say they are. Their portfolios are fake, especially like the ones overseas. You gotta learn the game. But I got lucky. I got a loan from my dad, so I did everything by myself. I designed it myself. I did some of the front end work myself, but I needed a back end developer. And so I found him on Guru from my dad. My dad made me pay back that loan, by the way, every penny of it. And he developed the back end, but I ended up doing my own Q&A, my own testing, my own deployment to the App Store. But I did find him through Guru. And I actually studied the coding that he did, and so I learned coding myself. But I actually found my first one through Guru, which is a freelancer website.
So we're going to go ahead and get back into the pitches. Next up, we have Essentially You.
Good afternoon. Imagine walking into a store and being overwhelmed by real perfumey smells. You know, the kind that you can kind of taste. Sticking your hand into a product and it's real sticky consistency. Yeah, me too. I'm a huge product, so I love to go into stores, test out different samples, but I can never find exactly what I would like. This is a problem that many Americans face daily. Going into stores looking for body care items, but it doesn't exactly fit their individual needs. You have to compromise on mass-produced body care items. But I have a solution for you. Meet Essentially You. My name is Lakeisha Brown, and this is my partner at our table, Latiger Kimmons. Essentially You is a fully customizable body care product line. So we offer individual packaging as well as ingredients for our customers. So let's talk about where beauty is today. Currently, Americans spend approximately $532 billion a year in body care products. This number is looking to double within the next 5 years. So of course, Essentially You wants a piece of that. Our competitors, however, do not offer as much fully customizable options as Essentially You. So they may offer certain ingredients, however, Essentially You offers both packaging and ingredient customization options. So currently our business model. In the last 2 years, Essentially You markets at vendor fairs, pop-up shops, and other local events in Milwaukee County. So where we would like to go. Essentially, looking for investors to help us expand to our storefront, where customers can come in and choose from a buffet style of body care items where customers can pick bases, oils, and scents for their products. So it offers them a unique product customized for yourself. We would also like to create this experience on an e-commerce platform so customers can experience this online as well. Thank you for your time. Please stop by our table, connect with us, try some of our samples, and experience Essentially You. Thank you.
Thank you, Essentially You. Next up, we have Good Entertainment.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Justin Goodrum, and I'm the founder of Good Entertainment, which is a multimedia production company that creates and develops original content. And as a filmmaker, we pour our hearts and souls into our work. And on average, this could take anywhere between 6 months to a year and a half, or even longer, to develop a complete body of work. We go through 5 phases: development, pre-production, production, post-production, and distribution. Distribution is one of the more important parts because this is where a filmmaker decides where they're going to display their work to optimize views as well as audience interaction or engagement. But here's where the problem lies. Through research and surveying filmmakers, we found that mainstream streaming services look to take complete ownership over your work for very small payouts, as well as keep critical data that would help you better create for your audience. And with no ownership, this does not guarantee you to be a part of any future success your film may have on their platform. And this is why I created GE Streaming, which is a platform that directly connects filmmakers with their audiences, and instead of giving complete ownership, we create a partnership. How this works is we gather a bunch of specific data that correlates with what your audience wants, and then we deliver it to the filmmaker. Like I stated earlier, this helps the filmmaker create better, as well as have a tool when negotiating later on. This chart displays some of the key differences in mainstream streaming services and GE Streaming, whether that's shared analytics, entry for independent filmmakers, or licensing deals. What we look to do moving forward is collaborate with more local filmmakers as well as those who support them, to create a better atmosphere for independent filmmakers and promote ownership. Some of the things that we're working on currently and plan to premiere on our platform is a documentary called Rebuilding a Great American City, a short sci-fi film called Ellipsis, and a series called Meal Tickets. So I'd like to thank you guys for your time. If you have any further questions, please feel free to stop at my table, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you, Justin. Next up, we have Good Vibes.
I don't know where I belong, but I know I belong with you. I don't know where I come from, but I know I'm going with you. I don't know where I'm going to, but I know I'm going with you. Yes, I know I'm going with you. 5 years ago, doctors told me that I may never be able to sing again. With tumors wrapped around my throat, I felt choked, my expression limited. This relates to how creators feel when society or the music industry boxes them in and tells them that they are not good enough. So what we can do? The solution that I developed is called Good Vibes. Good Vibes is a platform that allows for everyone to be heard. It is the world's first game to combine music, socializing, and commerce. What's within the game? Well, you can travel within the world, connect with players, and exchange songs. You can enter into virtual shops and buy real products. Good Vibes generates money through users paying to upload a song, uploading their goods, and also any transactions within the game. The market for the gaming industry is a whopping $134.9 billion industry. I plan to enter this market by providing a PC game and also for mobile, Android, and iPhone. What I'm asking is for support in getting, keeping, and growing the users on the Good Vibes platform, for spreading the message that we all can connect through one universal love, which is music, and also inviting experts to join the Good Vibes family and help further our good startup process. I am Chanel Brown. I am a coding instructor, an innovator, coder, and creator. Even though I'm on my own, I have a support system by IC Stars. Yes, thank you for letting me be here today. And if you are interested in knowing more about the Good Vibes game and the functionalities within it, please stop at my table. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanel. Next up, we have Moo Sample.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aisha White, and by day, I'm a music administrator. I meet with artists every single day, and during these meetings, I ask 3 questions. 1, do you have a photo? Thanks to the advancements of technology, everybody has photos. Number 2, do you have a bio? Some say yes, some say I can get that taken care of. And number 3, do you own the music? And this is what I hear. Exactly. Let me introduce you to 3 of the top sample artists of 2018. You have Marvin Gaye, Sting, and Roger and Hammerstein. Of these 3, 2 of them are still receiving royalties, which is Marvin Gaye and Roger Hammerstein. They're no longer with us, but they're still receiving royalties for their musical compositions. When I meet with these artists, there's 2 problems. 1, they don't understand their rights as an artist and their ability to monetize their musical offerings. And 2, they do not understand that they are infringing on someone else's copyright by recording over the music that they sample. I would like to introduce to you MuSample. We are a platform that automates the process of sample clearance. Here's how it works. An artist sign up, they create an account, they upload either the song they sampled or the song that includes the sample, and we source the sample to determine who owns the composition of that song, as well as the master recording of that song. We make our money through education, monetizing the music of the artist, as well as managing their rights. Now, Wisconsin is a $1.1 billion industry. Within that industry, there are 11,000 artists who are registered with Singers and Performance Rights Organization. Of that 11,000, only 1,000 of those artists have received royalties, and this is the market we plan to enter. Let me introduce you to my team. We have JC on the beat, who's the vibe orchestrator. We have Lawrence Norwood, who is the growth hacker, Chanel Brown, who is the code wizard, Tanisha Kern, who is the connector, and myself, Aisha White, the founder of Music Business Oracle. Here's what we need. We need mentorship, we need technical support to further build out MuSample, as well as have a conversation about music. Before I let you go, here's my contact information. It's the slide, and when I'm talking too fast, I have a booth back there so you can come and talk to me. Let's help make MuSample the next big thing.
All right, so how are you guys feeling the last 4 pitches? Really good, right? It's very exciting, very exciting. So we're going to take a quick intermission. There's food in the back. There's restrooms right outside the door to your right. Just take 10 minutes. We'll come back and we'll wrap up with our final 4 pitches. Thank you, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lawrence Norwood, and I am the founder of Norwood Media Group, which is a social media management company. Back in 2012, I was tasked by the co-founders of Yes to work on social media campaigns, which in turn led me to learn more about social media and how it can be beneficial to small businesses. Most small businesses fail to see a return on their investment due to meaningless spending on advertising. Norwood Media Group's solution is to help bring visibility to small businesses through the use of social media, which is cost efficient. As reported in 2018, there are over 440,000 small businesses in Wisconsin. Over 37% of small businesses spend less than $10,000 in advertising. The market opportunity for Norwood Media Group ranges from age 18 to 70. The onboarding process for Norwood Media Group is I will meet with a potential customer, client, small business owner. I would build them a Facebook profile, Instagram profile, Twitter, Pinterest, depending on if they don't have one. I will build monthly reports and report how many followers they receive weekly, daily, hourly. The customer base that I'm looking for is a small business owner that has little to no time to work on their social media. Also, a small business owner that needs to be educated on social media. So what is Norwood Media Group asking for? Right now I'm asking for partnerships and mentorships. I want to thank you for your time. And I have a table in the back, so if you're interested in Norwood Media Group, you can reach me in the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Next up, we have Opportunity Crowd.
Hi, I'm Brandon Matthew, founder of Opportunity Crowd. Opportunity Zone Investing Simplified. Now, how many of you have driven around town, seen a real estate development, and thought to yourself, I wish I could get a piece of that action. I wish I could make money in commercial real estate. Well, Opportunity Crowd's here to tell you, now you can. Now, I'm an everyday guy, and everyday people have the same obstacles to investing in commercial real estate. They don't have great credit, they don't have a lot of money, and they work a 9 to 5, so they sure as hell don't have a lot of time. Well, Congress heard you loud and clear, and thanks to recent changes to U.S. tax law, common folks can gather money for common good, just like Wall Street. The most important change to these laws are what are called opportunity zones. Now, these are zones in economically distressed locations that provide long-term tax incentives to people who invest in them. So what does that mean for you and me? In short, more money. So how does this work? You invest as little as $250, you wait the holding period, and then you can potentially start to receive a return on your investment of 1 to 3%. Now, these are investments, so they'll be subject to investment risk, but it gives you an opportunity to make money just like those on Wall Street. So this is an opportunity fund. Dollars are gathered through a website application in a mobile platform and sourced into these opportunity funds. Then those dollars are deployed into opportunity zones across the United States. So how do we make our money? Just like a typical lender, we're going to charge a financing fee for these debt instruments. We'll receive a piece of the developer fee. We'll also receive debt revenue, which is the spread between what we gather these dollars and what we deploy them at. And we'll also leverage our lending criteria for an equity piece in these development opportunities. Now, what sets us apart? Well, we're one of the few opportunity zone-oriented crowdfunding platforms, meaning we're deploying dollars into communities you know and love. We've got some of the lowest entry points for first-time investors with $250 is our price point. We have no account fees, and we're going to be one of the few to offer a mobile application to support our online presence. So this is my team. I've got over 100 million in real estate opportunities underwritten. I do this as my day job. I've got a partner with extensive experience in user interface and user experiences. What we're looking for Sorry. What we're looking for is in-kind legal services so we can bring our framework to the market and begin to start testing and getting some feedback. Thank you all. Please reach me over there.
Thank you, Brandon. Next up, we have Privy Consult.
Hello, my name is Jessica Kropp. I am the founder of Privy Consult. We offer on-demand personal assistance, lifestyle coaching, and daily task services. Over a decade ago, I had a ton of things going on. It was completely chaotic. I was working full-time, going to school full-time, attending a university, and caring for my grandmother while still being a parent. And then I noticed I'm not the only one that's going through this. There are so many women just like me in the community who have to try to find balance. Over 87% of women can't find balance between work and personal life. So I started to look a little bit deeper, and I realized it didn't just stop there. It became an emotional and mental issue. Women felt like, I don't have time to do the things I want and I deserve to do. So even when they look at their children, they're like, oh, you get exercise, you get to eat healthy, what about me? So me and my team decided, let's make a solution. Let's gather some information, and then we're going to go ahead and reset some minds, give back time, encourage community, and give an option to earn and save money. And how that happens is through three easy category steps, which is personal home organizing services, face-to-face virtual assistance, and clearing off your to-do list, just to name a few things. And as you can see, the platform is very simple to use, literally 3 easy steps to use the platform. You can sign on, create an account, schedule your services, and leave the rest to us. And so we didn't just get started like yesterday. This has been an ongoing thing. We started our own lifestyle management business where I was helping people individually myself balance their life. And during that time, I was able to interview over 100 people to validate the market. And I created a beta, which I have now, and I have a couple partnerships in the works, such as a local home organizing business that's willing to team up with us to get those testings out there. So what I'm asking today is, I'm asking for mentorship, tech support, and funding so we can help give the community their life back. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Up next, we have Ready, Set, Staff.
All right, good evening. All right. Research shows that birth to 5 years of life are the most important in building a strong foundation for lifelong success in any child. Children need attention, nurturing, and guidance to reach their full potential. Child care providers who provide care for children at this crucial age, one of the most important things is having the right amount of staff. How do I know this? My name is Selwyn Jarvis, and I've owned Trinidad Child Development Center for the past 5 years. We also are now enrolling. One of the biggest problems that I face is staffing, having the right amount of staff. There's 4,200 regulated child care centers in the state of Wisconsin, all of which deal with some of the same issues I deal with. You're either understaffed or you're overstaffed. If you're understaffed, it causes a problem with providing that quality care that kids need. You have health and safety issues. You can receive fines from the state, violations, which could ultimately cause you to lose your business. On the flip side, if you're overstaffed, basically you're wasting money. You could be overstaffed by 2 employees, and that could cost you thousands of dollars for any given month. What do I typically do to solve that problem? Last week, for example, I was overstaffed, and I had to send one of my employees, Susan, home. Susan, then her issue is, well, Sel, if you send me home, I'm not going to be able to meet 40 hours. I can't pay my rent. I can't buy groceries. What am I going to do? So what do? Do I lose money for the business and help Susan out? Well, I have a solution. Ready, Set, Staff. It's a web app-based staffing platform for under and overstaffed child care centers. Overstaffed centers earn revenue by offering teachers to understaffed centers. The understaffed center will log into our website. They'll select the date, time, and the classroom in which they need additional help. Now, they'll pay a bit of a premium in order to secure help from a certified child care teacher. The overstaffed center would gain revenue for each hour that that teacher is lent out to an understaffed center. And the teachers like Susan, they'll be able to meet their 40 hours and be able to support their families. Thus far, we've developed a beta platform to be able to test our theory. Our legal team has drafted non-compete agreements in order to stop poaching so employees can't be stolen to another center. We currently belong to numerous networks of child care centers, so we have a market of hundreds that we could reach out to. And right now, we've had 5 child care centers who've agreed to be part of our beta test. The team, myself, Selwyn Jarvis, with over 20 years of managerial experience, as well as I've owned child care center for 5 years. My partner, Jason Flagg, he's the CIO with 20 years of IT experience. Attorney Steve DeVogus, who's a partner and legal advisor, has 12 years of experience in employment law. And Catherine Kazabuski, partner and CEO with 20 years of experience as Six Sigma Black Belt. What we're asking for is your investment will help provide the resources needed to fully develop our platform. Please come see us in the back if you have any questions or if you do have any child care needs. Thank you.
The entrepreneurs. Now, they spend 12 long weeks, and these are individuals who have still 9 to 5, still are parents, support their friends and families, and yet they still found time every Saturday from 10 to 3 to invest in their business. We all know that's not easy. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of time. So if I can, I'm going to call each business up front. And when I do, if you guys can come join me up front, that would be greatly appreciated. Mr. Thomas Hughes and Aerial Driven Vision. Miss Aisha with ATC Hair Care. Miss Jasmine with Bosom Buddy. Miss Shaniva with Crown Souls. Miss Latigra, Miss Lakeisha with Essentially You. Mr. Justin with Good Entertainment. Miss Chanel with Good Vibes. Miss Aishel with Moose Sample. Mr. Brandon with Opportunity Crowd. Miss Jessica with Privy Consult. And Mr. Sale with Ready, Set, Staff. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Cohort 2 of the Blueprint. Mr. Lawrence with Norwood Media Group. See, he went in the back, but he definitely has an award. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to Mr. Q. Elamine. Until you guys, I present Q. Elamine.
Good evening, everyone. The number one question that I received after the Biz Time article was, why did you wear those glasses? For African Americans in Milwaukee, they have always been a status symbol that referenced a time in Milwaukee, whereas Aisha's father used to say, everybody had money. During that time in the 60s, Milwaukee was so wealthy that African Americans gardening homes just north of 27th and Capitol had the highest median income in the country for African Americans. So what made Milwaukee so great? Luck. Luck. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Then and now, Milwaukee has and had opportunity for employment and entrepreneurship. But what we lack now is preparation. In the 60s, schools prepared students to arrive on time, maintain order, and execute tasks that prepared them for the Industrial Revolution. But now students must be prepared to work in teams, problem solve, and use technology to be successful in the information age. Let's all commit to investing in the education of students of all ages as we prepare them in the STEAM disciplines that are the career opportunities of today and tomorrow. As we leave today, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank the cohort. We had a lot of fun, a lot of opportunity, a lot of laughs, a lot of challenges. I want to say, everyone made a lot of big strides during this time, and so just keep on the journey. Stephanie asked me today, like, what keeps me going, what keeps me motivated, and the one thing that keeps me motivated is seeing other people's dreams come to light, and seeing other people be able to. Me and Brandon Mathu, just for one example, have been working on projects for about 2 years now, just brushing ideas. And if you know Brandon goes hard for what he believes in. Goes very, very hard. But just through the course of this, of the blueprint, we saw Brandon actually change and agreed to change and agreed to be just a great thing. Another one is Justin. Justin actually came on as an intern in 2014 or 13. Ever since then, he has been, working with us throughout the years. And I can go on and on about cousin Lakeisha, Chanel working 30 hours in the office. I leave and I come back and she's still there. Sale didn't even know. We actually went for the same project one time, Fletcher Elementary School. Yep, exactly. And I didn't even hold that against him. I still let him in the booth. But on and on, Lawrence, since day one has been a supporter of Yes. So just thank everybody. And probably last but not least, I got to thank my man, Thomas. Please, Thomas, come to the front. So Thomas applied last time, and we were like, oh, Thomas, we love drones. I love drones. And then on demo day, he switched up his whole idea. But that didn't hold against him. He actually applied again next year and got in, and everybody knows Thomas was like nervous, and now he got up there and really did his thing. So Thomas, man, good stuff. Good job. So again, thank you all for coming out today, and please continue to support the businesses that you see in front with all the businesses in the Milwaukee community. Thank you.
Also, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge our Cultivator 2 participants who also have tables around the room. We have Chantel with Style Q. We have Aziz and Imani back there with Empower. Taisha with Potty Pearls. We also have Talithia with Pump 5. Is that it? I thought it was 5. All right, B Narrative. She couldn't be with us today. I knew it was 5 of us. All right, well, they'll have their tables up if you liked what you see, which I'm pretty sure you guys did, right? This is where you say yes. Please go around, meet with the entrepreneurs, talk with them, exchange contact. This is how we invest in our city. This is how we work together. Thank you again, and have a great night. Really quick picture with the Cultivator 2, Cultivator 1, Cultivator